So, good evening, everyone. Welcome back again in another weekly market outlook. Hope you are good and doing well, enjoying your weekend and the Easter holidays. And welcome back again in another weekly market outlook. So, let's look at the website first, techtradingacademy.com. If anyone interested for group membership or looking for training, just simply go to techtradingacademy.com. All right, and check the levels. There are membership levels, and if you are looking for further information, just fill that form for further information and send that form to me for further information. Yes, I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So let's look at the social sites. You can get all these social links from my YouTube channel in the description box, yeah, or you can get these links from my TradingView profile. So go to my TradingView profile, just check the signature box. So you're gonna get these links from there. So you can get these links from there, yeah. So for website, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Slack, group, and Telegram. Now let's move on to the setups for upcoming weeks. So dollar index, okay, so hopefully you guys remember that last week we were expecting dollar index to break down and continue to go lower. Yeah, hopefully you remember. Yeah, I was showing you to watch breakout at this area on a lower time frame. Yeah, so we got a breakout over there. So let me finish, then we're gonna talk about that later on. All right, so there is no specific fee for the signals. All right, so there is only one fee for group membership. Okay, so you're gonna get access to signals and the rest of the things as well, so for training as well. So dollar index to break down. All right, so we are having correction over there. Yes, a correction over there. Now this another correction to break down for the next week, and dollar index to continue to go lower. Okay, so what is the bigger time frame? The bigger time frame analysis is there on my TradingView profile. Hopefully you remember that. Okay, this is the bigger time frame analysis which we are expecting. So we are having correction over there on the dollar index. All right, now that correction to break down and continue to go lower all the way back to the 96 areas. Okay, so for next week you are looking for breakout. Okay, so another breakout there, breakout, aggressively continue to go lower, and once price come close to this previous low, watch it. If it is going for another short term one more up move and turning into a bigger flat formation, okay, there's going to be a short term one more up move back to that top and then drop again to the downside. Okay, but currently you are not looking for the flat formation. You're looking for this correction, tiny small lower time frame correction to break down and continue to go lower. Okay, in case if that correction is not going to break down, okay, and going to test the $100 mark again, or 101, okay, this 101 mark again, so just look for that for sell the dollar next again from those areas. Okay, so this move for next week. So dollar index, euro dollar also just reverse the chart, same analysis on the euro dollar. Okay, there you got the bigger time frame analysis. Okay, this is what we are expecting euro dollar to reverse for the longer term, or at least go back to the 114 or 115 areas. Okay, so yes, last week, hopefully you guys remember that we were expecting this bigger correction to break out. So we got a breakout. All right, we have that breakout, we got another breakout there. All right, breakout there, breakout there. Okay, so we are having another correction, lower time frame correction, 15 to 30-minute time frame correction, very much similar like the dollar index. Okay, now this correction to break out aggressively. Okay, break out aggressively the way it has done there and there, and keep pushing higher all the way back to the 112, and similar like the DXY flat formation. All right, or keep pushing higher. Okay, so next week looking for the euro dollar to keep pushing higher for the next move for upside. Okay, so this chart for longer term, hopefully you remember that. Okay, if not breaking and coming back to the previous bottom again, 175 or 170 areas. All right, so just start looking for it to continue to go higher for next week again. All right, so a longer term bias, a breakout. Okay, if correction gets bigger, look for it to break out and continue to go higher. All right, so the dollar shift chart is also similar. All right, so hopefully you remember the last week we were expecting this bigger correction to break out. All right, this 4-hour correction. Okay, so we got the breakout last week. There is the breakout. We were expecting that to break out. We were having another correction over there. We were expecting that to break out. We got the breakout, all right? And we are having another correction over there, which is very much similar like the other two charts we have just shown you, dollar index and euro dollar. So next week, this correction to break out to, all right? So another correction, which is just forming over there, similar like the previous one, this correction to break down aggressively, okay, and continue to go lower all the way 92. All right, so if it is not going to go beyond the 95, okay, so flat formation, similar like the euro dollar. Okay, we are not anticipating that flat formation, but in case if it is going to stop at the 95 again, all right, so still you guys are having a lot of potential over there on this pair. Okay, it is still at the top, and watch for the strong breakout for next week. Okay, you can't get into the trade before the breakout. Just you need to look at the price section on lower time frame, where to get in, where not to get in, and where to put stop loss. Okay, what I said last week, watch for the breakout, stop behind that, and look for this trade. Okay, so it's going so similar way. You need to to watch the price section over there on lower time frame at these areas. Okay, and you can get into the trade before the breakout. Okay, I'm gonna give you some example over there how we were looking this chart in our room. All right, so we were expecting this kind of trade, you know, entry over there, this okay, this kind of trade over there. So the next leg is happening over there. Yeah, this next leg which I'm showing over there. So similar way, once this correction gonna get slightly deeper, just watch it. So this is just an example, but watch price action. All right, so once you're gonna have slightly a bigger correction, which is just there. Okay, so next leg to go lower on the dollar chief and dollar cat too. So dollar cat, hopefully you remember that bigger time frame analysis. All right, so there. Okay, so it's going down, correction got a bigger over there. All right, not bigger on a daily time frame, but bigger on a 4-hour time frame. Okay, so hopefully you're already into the trade from there. Last week I was asking you to look for it to go short close to the 143, all right, or this is the bigger time frame. All right, the big wave which you are looking on the dollar CAD is the 130. All right, 1 to 13. Okay, 1 to 13. So that was the last week, you know, update. Okay, so we were expecting it to drop from this area last week. All right, now for next week you are looking, this flat formation is still possible for next week. All right, we are not anticipating price to go back up. All right, we are having some good news are coming out today from the OPEC countries. Okay, so don't go back up for another move. All right, now just keep pushing lower for the continuation to the downside. All right, so just a second guys, so I'm gonna look at the lower time frame as well. Okay, so this is the 1 hour time frame chart. Now this expanding triangle or flat formation you are looking for the next week. So price to first of all break this aggressively. So we were expecting in our room this, you know, correction to break down. Okay, we got the breakdown, but Friday was a holiday, Good Friday, and market wasn't moving. So we have seen a small, you know, on Thursday we have seen that move, but on Friday market wasn't sideways. Okay, so for next week, this correction, okay, so this to break down, all right, open with gap. If not, then go back up for another up move. Okay, so this flat formation to form, and you dollar cat to continue to go lower. Okay, if it is breaking up the 41 and going to tag the 43 area, the flat formation which I have shown you, okay, then you're gonna have another chance to sell from these prices 143.20 or 143 areas for longer term to the downside. All right, so if not, then this expanding triangle. All right, first of all, breakout. If breakout is coming, okay, breakout is coming, yes, that's what you are looking. If breakout coming, get into the trade and let them sharp breakout. Okay, not corrective breakout. Yeah, and if you don't want to get into the trade on breakout, let the market continue to go lower. Okay, and wait for another correction to form, and then get into the trade after having that correction. This correction is going to confirm that the trend is there. We are going for downside for longer term. All right, Okay, so if you're gonna get into the trade right after when market gonna open at the current prices, okay, it can go back up for another move. So this is a decent room over there, all right? So make sure you understand the price action over there on the dollar CAD. So we are longer term bearish on the dollar CAD and bullish on the oil. So huge potential over there on the dollar CAD chart, right? This, okay, it can go all the way up to 120, right? So 120 is far away. You are looking at to go back to 130, all right, for longer term. So still a decent return going to be over there on the dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, Australian dollar, last week we were expecting flag to break out. All right, so this flag to break out. So we got the breakout. We are having next flag over there. So see, so simple analysis for the next week. So this correction, which is just emerging over there, that correction to slightly get bigger, breakout, stop behind that, and let the price continue to go higher. Okay, so if you're gonna look at the bigger time frame chart is very much same like the last week. All right, so if I'm gonna remove that arrow, so gonna put that arrow there and this arrow there. Okay, so we still can see another drop over there. Okay, this drop, we are not anticipating that drop back to that bottom. Yeah, the reason is that because central banks are putting a lot of money into the market, all right, and they are trying to rescue things, all right. So we already tagged the recession low, so we are in a recession. Okay, so we are in a recovery mode. So just Australian dollar, US dollar to keep pushing higher. Okay, so once price gonna tag the 67 or the previous trend. Okay, let me go slightly on a slightly bigger time frame so that you can understand the bigger image. Okay, so once price gonna tag to this trend line. All right, once price gonna tag to that trend line. So we'll see what kind of price action we're going to have. If we're going to have a sharp sell over there, okay, if sharp sell going to come, the trend which is just emerging over there, if that trend is going to break down aggressively, then one more drop, okay, all the way back to the bottom or new low. So currently there is no possibility for that new low. So as long as that the short move is coming out, let's say the short move is coming out from there at the current price, okay, the short move is coming means that correction is over. All right, so do you hear me, guys? Do you hear me on YouTube? And on trading view, just let me know, guys, is everything fine? Then we're gonna move on. Do you hear me, guys? Do you hear me on Zoom, YouTube? Just confirm that, guys, you are fine and hear me. Do you hear me? Sound should be fine. So, do you hear me on YouTube, guys? Everything is fine on YouTube? All right, so all fine on TV. Thank you, Kenneth. So let's move on. So any short-term correction here, all right? So any short-term correction here on any short-term correction on the Australian dollar, US dollar. So look for that to continue to go higher. All right. So if forms again, continue to go higher. So there is a lot of potential. It still can go all the way up to 70 before going to drop to the downside. All right. So it's in a recovery mode. So trying to recover the crash which we are having just a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks ago. All right. So it's trying to recover that crash. So you're looking for that correction, another one, okay, another one. So it can slightly get bigger, all right. So that correction to breakout, the way it has done there, the breakout is there, okay. So just continue to go higher. So you can get into the trade before the breakout or on breakout, all right. So but make sure you understand the price section, you know, before you get into the trade, before the breakout or after the breakout, all right. So Australian dollar to just keep pushing higher, all right, go all the way back to the 67 or much higher. And as I said, if sharp breakout is going to come, all right, so sharp breakout is going to come, then you can start selling it. So make sure when you are selling it, sell it with care, all right. So just similar analysis on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar as well. So you're looking for this correction to break out. Okay, last week we were expecting this bigger 4-hour correction to breakout. We got the breakout. We are having next move, which is just appearing over there. Okay, this ABC move to get bigger, go all the way back to 64 or 65, that top or longer term reversal. So for next week, another breakout. All right, so another breakout to happen, continue, stop, and keep pushing higher all the way back to the previous, you know, price where it was during before the crash. All right, and longer term reversal all the way back to the 76. Why we are looking these currencies to reverse? Logic is very much simple. Okay, we had the shock, we are still in recession, and we are looking these currencies to, we are simply looking, you know, recovery. All right, so things to recover, that's it. So, and US is lagging, unemployment is surging, all right. Other countries, before we were having that issue with the other countries, all right. Now we are having that issue with the US. Okay, so dollar needs to go down, dollar needs to drop, so breakout and continue to go higher. Okay, and there also shouldn't be an issue with the dollar there shouldn't be any issue with the dollar for liquidity or stress, so continue to go higher. All right, and pound dollar chart is also there. Okay, so pound dollar is bouncing very aggressively from the bottom. There you got the pound dollar chart, It's bounced off very aggressively. All right, so correction is over there on lower time frame. Last week I have shown you correction to continue to go higher. Okay, so continue to go higher all the way back to the 45. So update was there. Okay, so this is the update you should keep in your mind for the next week. So break the current price and continue to go higher, or go down for another move back to the bottom and then start pushing higher. So bigger time frame, you understand that. Okay, so at this price we still can see another move down. Okay, this short term one more drop back to that bottom. It's tradable. Okay, it's tradable. Now when you're gonna go for that short, make sure you understand you trade with care. Okay, you go for short into the sell side after having some price action over there. Okay, because it can break out and can continue to go higher. What we are looking another breakout. As said, breakout another dollar pair, so this to breakout too and continue to go higher. Yeah, so there is a 15-minute correction. Okay, this 15-minute correction, all right, like the previous one, 15 or 30-minute time frame. All right, now that correction to break out next week and continue to go higher rather than this one more move. Reason, we are already into the long from this area and we are looking for this to continue to go higher. So let me quickly show you the setup. All right, so we are currently looking that move to happen. So we don't want this to go down. Yeah, we don't want pound dollar to go down and tag the bottom for another time. So if so, then we're gonna search this same trade setup again. Yeah, this is what we were looking for. We were expecting it to tag the 120, 120, 150 or 60 areas, this previous low, and give us that short-term trade. This trade is already gone, all right? It's testing the top. But this is what we are searching for longer term, all right? The big move for the upside, all right? That to continue to go higher up to 35 or 40. So if it is going to go down for another move back to those areas, again, 122, yeah, so this setup still gonna be over there. All right, that's what I have just shown you here. So though if you miss the move from the bottom, you still can catch the move from this previous bottom. All right, so as I said, first of all, lower time frame breakout to continue. How you can trade, okay, for sell. All right, so this is the trend. Okay, once you're gonna see that the trend is breaking very sharply and it is correcting for another move to the downside. Okay, so you can get into the trade on a sharp breakout, stop behind that, and can watch it to continue to go all the way to the downside, or can wait for this correction to form and then can get into the trade before the breakout or after the breakout. All right, and can put stop behind that or behind the 25. So okay, watch price action before you get into the sell side. Okay, so price action is something like that before you start selling, right? Or during that. So we want this to break up. Okay, break up setup I have just shown you. We don't want this to go down. If it is going to get down for another move, there's going to be a short-term sell opportunity. All right, so same analysis, just reverse that on the euro pound. Okay, if we're going to go back to the bigger time frame chart, hopefully you remember that. Now that chart to continue to go lower. All right, that was a big trade from the top. Okay, it's going down very aggressively. Now this correction broke out, now turn into a flat formation. All right, a flat formation or expanding triangle. So first of all, we are expecting it to break down and aggressively break down and continue to go lower. Okay, this correction, similar like the pound dollar, that correction to break down and continue to go lower. If not breaking, then there's gonna be a short term one more up move, all right, like that, and then continue to go lower. Okay, so continue to go lower. Euro pound for longer term continuation trade for next week. All right, now let's look at the pound chief. Okay, just reverse the pound chief as well. So bigger time frame, go higher from the bottom. So it's already going, okay, it's already rising from the bottom for longer term. And let's straight away go to the lower time frame. Same analysis. First of all, breakout aggressively for upside and continue to go higher. Okay, this breakout continue to go higher and reverse the longer term trend. If continue the longer term reversal, like yeah, if not, then go down. Okay, test the previous bottom and then continue to go higher. All right, so let's look at the other charts. All right, so these are the potential opportunities, and then we're going to look at the dollar yen. So you have seen that chart hopefully and making some good money on it. All right, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. So that was the the chart which I have just shown you before. Hopefully you are already into the trade from the bottom. Okay, so it's bounced off very nicely. We are into the trade right from there. Okay, at this area. See that spike, all right? Similar like that. So we are into the trade right from there. So that was a trade, all right? So this was a risk-free pair. So people don't, pay attention to these kind of charts, all right? But that was the best chart during the shocks which we had in last couple of weeks. That was the best chart to trade. Okay, why that was the best chart? Because we were having crash, all right, and everything was just going down. Yeah, and Australian dollar is a stronger currency as with compared to the New Zealand dollar, all right, so it should not go beyond 1. Yeah, and also their economy is much bigger than the New Zealand, all right, so that was very less likely that the New Zealand dollar gonna cross below 1 against the Australian dollar. So that was the best opportunity to watch. Yeah, so if you miss the trade, okay, if you miss the buy on the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, just keep in your mind next time, every time when price is getting close to the 1, all right, against New Zealand is pushing Australian dollar close to 1, okay, there's going to be a buy opportunity, all right. So we were buying, you can say that crazy. We were crazy on this pair, trading for short term, and that was a nice setup. So anyway, so for next week, last week, okay, so this correction, we were expecting this to break out. So you got to move, all right, you got the next move for the next week, last week. Okay, so you are looking now, you should be cautious to buy this pair for with bigger risk, right, because the opportunity has gone from the bottom. Now you should use, we were using, a decent risk over there, okay, not usual risk which we use on the other trades. Okay, so we were using a decent risk over there because that was a high probability opportunity. But now when you're gonna buy there after having that correction, okay, so your risk shouldn't be like that. Specifically, I'm talking to my traders, all right, those who are from my group, all right, so I'm talking to them so that they can understand. So now your risk shouldn't be as much similar as it was there at those areas. Okay, so now your risk should be normal, all right. Let's say your risk was 5 to 10% over there at this area, 5 to 10%, okay, 5% or 10% in this area. Now you shouldn't take that 5 to 10% risk at these areas, all right, because price has gone away. So you should go back to the normal 1% risk, or 2% risk on these continuation opportunities, all right. Okay, so what you are looking, the big reversal for longer term, all right. So big reversal for longer term up to 109. So in case if price is going back to 102, 115, yeah, we are not anticipating price to test these areas again. Yeah, just remember, okay, whatever the structure is, whatever the pattern is, if price is going to test these areas again anytime soon in the future, yeah, because it is still recovering from the bottom, yeah, so just leave the other assets, leave the other currencies, start looking for this to buy, all right. We are not anticipating price to tag these areas anytime soon, all right. So you're looking for another correction and continuation trade, okay. So those who are holding their position from the bottom, just hold it and look for it to continue to go much higher, all right. So another correction similar like that, okay. So good opportunity. Still there is a plenty of return on this chart, okay, because the price gonna stay there within these areas for longer term, all right. So if I'm gonna put some horizontal raise there or there, okay, so you're gonna have a plenty of buy opportunities within these areas, all right. So every time when price come close to these bottoms, buy. Don't sell it when price is close to 1. Don't sell it, okay. You're gonna lose, all right. So you're gonna lose if you're gonna sell it close to 1. Okay, so that's the Australian dollar. Good opportunity. Don't miss that again if it is going to come back. So silver was also a best opportunity. All right, so hopefully you are holding your silver trade, and all this you are getting free of cost, these setups, guys. okay, free of cost. So it bounced off very nicely. Yeah, hopefully you have seen those updates. Okay, so this is the bigger time frame chart you should keep in your mind. Okay, I'm just reminding you. So last week, what I was telling you, to break out the correction, all right, or go down for one more drop. Okay, this correction to break out or go down for one more drop. So you got to break out and price is pushing higher. Okay, so this is what you should keep in your mind for the next week. All right, so keep pushing higher. Don't buy the silver at the current price. Let that continue to go higher. Okay, let that continue to go higher. You should be into the trade from the lows. So you should, if you are not into the trade, all right, then let the price push lower for another move. Okay, test that bottom, expanding triangle, all right, and then you can watch silver buying at these areas for next leg for the upside. Okay, make sure you understand that you miss the opportunity. Okay, make sure you understand that you miss the opportunity from bottom. Okay, so any trade you are going to take from 15 or 15 20 15 30 16, yeah, so your risk shouldn't be high over there at these prices. All right, so if you are going to use high risk over there at the 16 or 15.50, yeah, so you may have a drawdown if you're not going to use stop loss. All right, you may have a drawdown. Price still can go up to 13.90. All right, so hope for the price to test the 13.90 again. All right, so if it is going to test the 13.90 again, you're going to be lucky to get into the trade again from those areas. All right, so we are not anticipating price to go there again, but if it is going to test the 13.90 or even 14 areas, yeah, so you're going to have another chance to buy the silver. There you can use, you know, slightly higher risk as with compared to the current price. Okay, current price is not a best price to use the higher risk. Okay, all right, but where it was a couple of weeks ago, 1180, it was testing 30, if 12, all right, testing 12, testing 1116. That was a perfect price. That was an ideal price to buy the silver for longer term. All right, people were looking at the other, you know, setups, other assets, but that was the safest, you know, opportunity as well, in case if we are going to see, as we can see that the labor market is, you know, getting worse in the US. Yeah, if these data keep coming the way it is coming right now, all right, or came in last couple of weeks, then silver has a much more potential to go higher as with compared to the gold. All right, so gold almost made its move. Gold gonna run too, all right, with another $200 to $300 move on gold. Okay, but return gonna be much higher here on silver as compared to the gold. All right, but the risk is higher on gold. Okay, your risk gonna be high on gold, but not on silver. All right, so silver is still cheap. Yeah, if it is going to test 14 1390 or 1395, those areas, all right, so you can get into the trade from there, right, on those areas. So as I said, for next week, short-term opportunity. Okay, so short-term continuation trade. Once price gonna tag this previous bottom, yeah, 15 1490, yeah, so correct this correction, and watch it to continue to go higher for the next leg. All right, so good luck, and still has a lot of potential to go higher. So silver bullish. S&P 500 is also pushing higher. Hopefully you got the trade from previous bottom. All right, so what was the last week chart? This expanding triangle. All right, so we were having this flat formation. We were, yeah, watching price to hold that bottom or give us another move down and then continue to go on. So you got a next leg simply. All right, so you got a nice next leg. All right, so same again next week. All right, so price to correct, all right, test this previous bottom and give you another leg. So big players, they are not buying the equities these days. Yeah, they want to, you know, some clarity from the market, some clarity from the data. Yeah, because data is disappointing, and they believe that this is not the best time because they're gonna get into the trade with a big money. That's the reason we are not having very strong, you know, buying on the S&P 500 the way we see normally. Okay, and many believe that this is a profit taking, it looks very nice move. All right, by the way, so some believe that we are going to much deeper prices on equities. All right, so We don't believe that. We believe that we are in a recovery mode, all right? So V-shaped recovery is going to happen, and if countries gonna start, going back to normal life, then equity is gonna keep pushing higher, yeah. And we bottomed in there and these areas, okay? So this is the opportunity. Okay, so you are not looking at big move over there up to 4,000. Okay, so your first target should be the previous top. Just tag that, all right? And if break, then you can extend your target up to 4,000, all right, or 30 these areas, okay. But your first target is this pattern. We'll see, okay, this pattern to form. Yeah, tag the top and go down and then go higher. So stay sideways for next couple of years. So you're looking chart you have just seen, okay. So next week you're looking for another correction to form, and still there's going to be a nice buy opportunity, okay. Let's see if price is not going to give you this correction, okay, and going to push higher. Don't jump into the trade these areas, okay. So still you're going to have correction like that. You see that correction, correction. So we bottomed at 22, okay. So this is where I was asking you to watch for buy in the weekly market outlook, if you remember, okay. One more drop, tag the previous bottom, and then go higher, okay. So price tag, and it is doing exactly the way we were anticipating it to do after breaking out these patterns. All right, so it's doing exactly the way we want this to do after breaking, okay. Do you see that the pattern broke out? Okay, after that we were expecting this to form that pattern and continue to go higher. It formed. Short term to medium term and longer term buy opportunities were there. Okay, another next leg was there. All right, so then we were expecting that correction to get bigger. All right, so we got the bigger correction. All right, this one more drop last week. All right, and then next leg is appearing over there. Right, so it's doing exactly what the way we were anticipating it to do. All right, so it's doing. So last week this chart, okay, this is what I have shown you in the weekly market outlook. So similar pattern you are looking for the next weeks, yeah. So there's still going to be a, yeah, you should keep in your mind one thing, yeah. So if you are trying to take a high risk at these prices, 28 or 27, this is not a best price to take a high risk, okay. So make sure your risk should be reasonable at these prices, okay, and protected with your losses, all right. So okay, so you missed the move from the bottom already, okay, where you should take a decent risk, because you already missed the move from these areas, okay, from that 2200. So now you should look for short term up move, all right, and correction again, short to medium term up move and correction again, all right. So these are your trades, yeah. In case if something is unusual is going to happen again and equities are going to tag these areas double bottom, we are not anticipating, but if double bottom is going to happen, so you're gonna be lucky to buy again at these prices, okay. Don't trade on these moves, okay. Don't trade on these moves. You can trade if you are smart enough, you can trade, but stay bullish. So that's the S&P 500, okay. So same analysis is gonna be over there on the rest of the equities. So S&P 500, and let's look at the Nasdaq 100 index. Okay, Nasdaq 100 index. Okay, so same analysis on the Nasdaq 100 index. Yeah, let me go one by one because these are the high potential opportunities. Okay, so all these are high potential opportunities on oil, equities, and all. Okay, so oil. So hopefully you remember that chart. Okay, so last week we were having OPEC meeting. All right, so we were expecting this to break out last week. All right, so this is the chart which we were having. Okay, we are having correction. We were expecting it to break out. It broke out. All right, this chart broke out, but it didn't did not continue to push higher. The reason, because OPEC countries are still talking, specifically Saudis and Mexico. They are still talking. All right, so hopefully they're gonna conclude their talks today, and we're gonna have a good news. Yeah, so you simply look in the bigger time frame. The bigger time frame you have just seen. All right, so bigger time frame you have just seen. So you are looking this move from current price, all right. So you are simply, when market gonna open, you are looking this move to happen, the short move to happen, and continue to go higher. That's it. Next leg, bullish leg. All right. So if that next bullish, this ABC move is not going to break out, all right, aggressively, and prices pushing lower, okay, and testing the 20. Yeah, so double bottom, so start looking for buy from the double bottom. So oil is a best opportunity, okay. Still it is at a bottom for longer term buy, best opportunity, so plenty of return going to be over there on the oil. So UK oil is also same, but let the UK oil, you know, first of all breakout, okay. So if breakout is not going to come up this correction, breakout and continue to go higher, entry stop and let the price continue to go higher, okay. If not breaking out, the rest are coming down and testing this previous low, so you're looking for this ABC move and price to continue to go higher. Yeah, so potentially still there on UK oil as well. So Nasdaq 100 index, bigger time frame chart, you have just seen UK oil is slightly expensive as with compared to the US oil. All right, so US oil is much better opportunity. So Nasdaq 100 index, all right, so you're looking this move, okay, so it bounced off very aggressively. So for next week you are looking this chart, okay, so updated chart is there and price to break out and continue to go higher. Same analysis like the S&P 500, all right, or go back up, test the go lower, test the previous bottom, hold that and continue to go higher. All right, so same analysis like the S&P 500. All right, so German 30 is also similar analysis like the S&P 500. All right, so you're looking it to break out and continue to go higher, form another correction, keep pushing higher, recovery. If not, going another move down, testing that bottom, look for it to continue to go higher. Okay, so we are already long on it. Let's check the setup. All right, and similar kind of correction. All right, so we are expecting again. All right, so this chart we were expecting it to hold the bottom and continue to go higher. So you are looking same correction again, okay, at this price, at this current price. Okay, so this previous bottom, same setup, the setup which I have just shown you, and continue to go higher. All right, so US 30 chart is there on the trading view profile. Okay, so hopefully you have seen that. I have just recently posted. So US Dow, so you're looking at it to continue to go higher, all right, but you should wait for a decent correction. So yeah, this is a decent correction, okay, decent correction, deeper correction, okay. The deeper the correction, you're going to be lucky to get into the trade again from close to the previous lows, okay. So currently this correction is not there. All right, so currently you look in this correction. All right, that was the Dow. Let me check, is that the Dow? No, that's the US Russell, sorry, but Dow is also same. All right, okay, that's the Dow chart. Okay, so it's also bounced off, so this is what you are looking. All right, so deeper correction on the US Russell 2000 and Dow to do the expanding triangle. Okay, if that expanding triangle formation is not there, let this push higher, correct, continue to go higher. Okay, so test that bottom and this trade. All right, okay, so you should be into the trade already from the lows, guys. I was showing you these opportunities in the weekly market outlook, all right, from these areas, if you remember. So good luck. Okay, so US Russell is also same. So natural gas chart is there on the trading view. All right, so just look at that, where the price is. Okay, when you look at this chart, you understand everything, where the price is. Okay, you got up, you know, spike on it, it price tested 14, then it went lower, tested the bottom, went higher, tested the bottom, went higher, test cheap price. Okay, cheap price, cheap price, cheap price, okay, went higher, cheap price again, it should go higher. Okay, it cannot stay there for longer term at the 150 or one close to 160 or 170, these areas. All right, so it cannot stay there for longer term. How you should trade, that's, you know, different. Okay, so looking at this chart and trading, both are different things. All right, so this chart is just telling you direction. Okay, it's not telling you where you should buy, where you should put your stop loss, okay, where you should get into the trade or where not to get into the trade. All right, so but yes, it is telling you that how you can trade on it. All right, so by every time when price forms new recent lows, all right, and look for strong rise and hold it. If don't rise sharply, then take profit and wait for the price to test the previous bottom or wait for the new low. That's what we are doing. Okay, so if I'm gonna look at this chart, and I have shown you these, you know, in the weekly market outlook as well. Okay, so we were expecting it to hold 50 15 cent or 10 cent stop loss and then rise up to up to 2 or 90 or reverse for longer term. That's what you should do. You should wait for the price to test the previous bottom or new low. Okay, we were expecting it to rise, okay, from 150 when it was testing the 153. That's how you should trade on it. Right, every time when price come close to the previous low. But make sure you understand that the cost to hold the natural gas is high with some brokers. Just check that with your brokers, okay, and make sure you understand that either you are trading using Forex or trading as a CFD. Okay, so for next week we are expecting it to break out. All right, so let me check this chart, okay, and there is the update. So this is what you are looking for next week. All right, so correct another time like that, correct and break down, test that bottom and give you a buy again from the low, all right, or previous bottom close to the low, again buy, all right, or break it very strongly. Okay, so there you need skills to get into the trade. Okay, if you have skill, then go for that, buy the breakout. If you don't have skills, don't buy the breakout. Okay, then wait for the price to tag the bottom. So that's the natural gas. All right, natural gas also a good opportunity for longer term. All right, so gold. Okay, gold still pushing higher. Stay short to medium term bullish on gold. Okay, so longer term we are neutral, and short to medium term keep pushing higher. Okay, so go down for another move down and continue to go higher or keep pushing higher. When you are buying gold at these the current price is 1683, yeah, so you should be cautious and trade with care for on gold for upside, but bullish for the next week on gold. Okay, so go beyond the 1700. So Eurocat to break down for next week. All right, so it is forming a very nice correction, sharp breakdown, and continue to go lower. Okay, so correction slightly can get bigger. Okay, so then look for this to break out and continue to go lower. So chart is already there on the trading view. This is the chart. Okay, that's the longer term chart. So in case if price is going back up for another move, all right, like that, this move, you can trade on that move. Yeah, but stay longer term bearish again from that top 158. All right, so this correction to break out for next week. All right, this correction to break out sharply and continue to go lower. Now let's look at the dollar yen chart. Dollar yen chart you guys have seen over there for longer term on the trading view. All right, there is the chart. Okay, so go down for longer term, all right, on the dollar yen. So on current price last week we were expecting this to break out. All right, so we got a breakout, but as you guys know that, you know, last week was a slow week because of the holidays. All right, and next week you are looking this correction to break down aggressively and continue to go lower. All right, so just make sure you know, understand the correlation. When you are long on the equities, all right, then this pair will stay sideways. All right, when equity is going to drop aggressively, then this pair is going to continue to go lower aggressively. Just diversify your risk. All right, don't take both correlated, I mean, don't take correlated trades at one time. All right, because one of them going to be profitable and the other one going to stop you out. Okay, so this to break out, the correction is just there, break out aggressively and continue to go lower. If breakout is not going to come, okay, let me go to the lower time frame. All right, this correction, okay, we got the breakout of this ABC move. All right, if this breakout is not going to come, yeah, it's not breaking down aggressively, okay, and going higher for another ABC move. Okay, if I'm going to remove that, I'm going to put that trend line there, right, and going to put that trend line there, then pattern going to be slightly different. Okay, this ABC move. Okay, then price going to go higher for another move. It's tradable. Okay, it's tradable. All right, it's tradable, but again, start selling the dollar yen from the top. All right, so short term up is tradable, but start selling the dollar yen again from the top. Hopefully you got my point. Okay, where is your opportunity? All right, so the pound yen chart is also very much similar like the pound dollar. All right, so pound yen is pushing higher aggressively from the bottom. Longer term chart is there. That's for the next week. All right, okay, and let's straight away go to the 4-hour time frame. All right, so go down, same analysis like the pound dollar, US dollar. First of all, breakout, okay? This to break out and continue. Correct for another time, stay trending for upside. If not breaking, go down, okay? This expanding triangle formation, hold the bottom and bigger time frame chart you have just seen, all right? So Euro Yen, okay, so Euro Yen, same analysis like last week, all right? So you are looking it to hold the bottom and buy. So it bounced off nicely from the bottom, all right? So hopefully you managed to get into the trade again, get into the trade from the bottom, all right? So for next week, all right, so this to go down, okay, expanding or flat formation and continue to go higher, okay, back to that top. If not, okay, going down for another move, testing that bottom. So start looking for it to continue to go higher. So I'm gonna go to the 1 hour time frame. I'm gonna show you there. Okay, so we got a breakout. We got a breakout. That was the last week, you know, price. Okay, so first of all, breakout. Okay, if not, breakout aggressively and continue. If not breaking out, okay, the pattern which I have just shown you. All right, so go down, test that previous bottom and flat formation, all right, and continue to go higher. Okay, so stay short to medium and bullish on the euro against the yen. Okay, so euro chief is very much same analysis like last week. You're looking at to hold the previous bottom 152, all right, and reverse from 152. Okay, so that's the bigger time frame chart, all right? Same analysis like the last week, hasn't changed a lot. So you're looking at to hold that previous bottom, all right? This previous bottom, okay? And that's the trade. If breaking, going slightly lower, okay? New low is coming, so start looking at to reverse for longer term, okay? Same analysis like the dollar peso, if you remember that chart, okay? So pound CAD, okay? So pound CAD to break down. Okay, so sharp breakdown and test that bottom. Not a best opportunity again this week, all right, but go down and test the previous bottom. All right, so pound cat, that's the chart. Okay, still can go higher back with the top. So not a best opportunity. So last week, pound Australian dollar went lower, all right? So for next week, you are, neutral by the way we are, okay? So it still can go back up, correct? And drop or go back up and then drop. So not a best opportunity again, but if it is going to tag the previous top, let's say 205, okay? So you start looking for pound Australian dollar to go down, yeah? So this is the bigger time frame analysis, not a best opportunity, okay? So this is also same like last week. If price is going to test the previous top, all right, like 210, then start looking at it to continue to go lower. Okay, so counter trend. So trade with care. These currencies are sensitive to the shocks, all right? And CAD yen. Okay, let's look at the bigger time frame analysis first. So CAD yen to reverse for longer term, all right? So that's what we are looking on the CAD yen for longer term. Similar analysis like last week. Okay, we are having a big flag over there, all right? So we got a move over there and big flag is in formation and price to go back up to the 90 or things to get normal, all right? So things to get normal means just get out from the recession. Okay, so if you want to see something on the dollar CAD, how dollar CAD did, just look at these two charts. Okay, this is the first chart. We were expecting it to go down, all right? The big move happened. That big move happened, all right? And the next one, again, the first one was there and the next one we were expecting it to go down from there. Okay, another nice move over there. So it's over now, dollar CAD yen, all right? So the fun is over on the CAD yen from the top. For the next week, so let's go to the lower time frame, correct. Okay, before that, in the previous weekly market outlook, I was asking you to watch for that one more drop and then up, all right? So it didn't went lower back to that bottom, all right? So for next week, this correction to breakout, okay? So there is a gap, big, huge gap is over there, okay? So just use that gap for reversal. Okay, so once price gonna close above that, you are having a longer term reversal. Okay, so close above and longer term reversal. Okay, if not breaking, holding, struggling, one more drop and then again start looking at to reverse for longer term. Okay, so CAD yen, Aussie yen. Okay, so last week breakout, so we are having breakout. Okay, last week we were expecting this breakout. Okay, we had that breakout. All right, there we had that breakout. Okay, so for next week, same analysis like the Australian dollar, US dollar. Okay, so form another correction and breakout and continue to go higher. If you're going to look at the bigger time frame analysis, it is very much similar like the CAD yen. Okay, but make sure you are buying these currencies against the yen, Aussie, Kiwi, and CAD against the yen with care. Okay, so same analysis like the CAD yen. Okay, so go higher and then drop or give us a longer term reversal. All right, so if we're going to look at the lower time frame, so reversal. Okay, so correct for another time for the next week and continue to go higher. Correct and breakout and quick recovery back to that top. Yeah, so same analysis like the Australian dollar, US dollar. Yeah, correct. Continue to go higher. All right, if breaking very aggressively, all right, this trend line breaking very aggressively and correcting over there, all right, like this, correcting over there, then go down for another drop. Okay, then we're gonna have again same problems. Okay, same problem means that there are gonna be again issues. Yeah, there's gonna be uncertainty again in the market, then we're gonna have that move to the downside. Okay, so no uncertainty, price will keep forming correction and short to medium term continuation for more upside. Okay, same analysis on the New Zealand dollar and yen. Okay, correct and breakout and continue to go higher. Okay, so sharp breakdown, correcting, one more drop and then reverse again from the previous low. So you're looking for continuation for upside for next week. So again, trade with care. Okay, so that's the bigger time frame chart. Kiwi CAD. All right, so Kiwi CAD, last week we were looking for expanding triangle to rise. So this week, okay, so correction. All right, so this week correction to form. Yeah, correction is already forming over there. So slightly get bigger, all right, and breakout and continue to go higher. So keep it to get strong. Yeah, if not, coming down within these areas, this bottom, I look for buy, all right. So Euro, New Zealand dollar, okay, it's also correcting and keep pushing slowly to the downside, all right. For next week, this correction to slightly get a bigger breakout like that, all right, breakout like that, these breakouts, okay. So breakout at this area and continue to go lower. So make sure you trade slightly with precautions on these currencies, okay. But yes, continue to go lower. Yes, so break down aggressively and continue to go lower, okay. So that move, if correction is going to get bigger like that, okay, so you're gonna be lucky to get into the trades from the top, all right. So we are looking longer term reversal on these currencies, right? So we are having, you can see that manipulation on these currencies, all right. So longer term reversal go all the way back to that bottom. Yes, slightly a bigger correction and that trade. Okay, so on lower time frame correction is already there, so just look for that correction to break down sharply, aggressively, and continue to keep pushing lower. So same analysis on Euro, Australian dollar. Yeah, correction is already happening over there, so slightly get bigger, aggressive breakdown and continue to go lower. Okay, bigger time frame, manipulation is happening, central banks are intervening, short move is happening. Yeah, so the short move is which we were anticipating over there from that price. So short move is happening now. So slightly a bigger correction and then drop, or the correction we have just shown you on lower time frame, that correction to keep pushing lower all the way back to this previous bottom for longer term. So just reverse these charts, all right. So last week we were having breakout, all right. So breakout happened, all right. Breakout, yeah. So another breakout to break out and keep pushing higher on the Aussie sheaf, all right. And long Aussie CAD, okay. So let me go to this chart with some with some details, all right. So it's coming back to the previous top, all right, where we have seen crash, okay. So this top, so form another correction, tag that if price starts struggling at that top, all right. start struggling that top, then watch it to continue to go lower. Okay, so again, uncertainty gonna drive that move. We are not anticipating that move to happen. Okay, we are anticipating this correction to break out and continue to go higher, break that top and longer term reversal. All right, so Uzi CAD. So dollar peso is started correction. All right, so dollar peso also started correction. Yeah, this correction or that, or this correction which we were anticipating on the dollar peso. So hopefully you enjoy the move from the bottom. That was a nice move. So for next week, all right, so for next week, so there you are looking price action. Okay, make sure you trade with care at those tops for short term buy back to that top. All right, back to that top. Okay, or correct over there and then drop. Okay, a kind of neutral analysis we are having over there. All right, so last week what I said this correction, okay, which was there, that correction to break down. Look at that correction broken out over there and pushing lower. So if similar kind of correction is start developing over there, okay, so then breakdown and the bigger correction which I have just shown on the daily time frame, that to form. That's the dollar peso. All right, so catch if to break out, bigger time frame reversal from the bottom. Price is already reversing, all right, so that the arrow which is this arrow. All right, if we're going to look at the lower time frame, this correction to break out aggressively next week, all right, and reverse the longer term chart. All right, so this correction which is just emerging over there, that to break out, form another one and keep breaking for longer term reversal. All right, and if you trade on this chart, okay, you can trade, but trade with precautions. All right, okay, so hold the pegged rate 7.75 and reverse for longer term. All right, okay, let's go to the weekly time frame chart. Okay, so hold the pegged rate and reverse for longer term. Use your stop just behind the pegged rate. So Uzi Chief, okay, same like the other Uzi pairs. So correct and keep pushing higher. So last week we were expecting it to break out. We had that. Correct and break out and continue to go higher. Yes, a sharp breakdown is coming. Start looking for it to go down for one more drop back to the previous bottom. Okay, so Kiwi Chief as well. All right, so correct and continue to go higher. All right, and let's look at the US Russell 2000. All right, so US Russell 2000 to form a deeper correction. All right, okay, so because it moves, there are 2000 companies, so it moves slower than the rest of the US equities. Okay, but moves into the same direction. So slightly a bigger correction, yeah, expanding triangle on the other US equities, yeah, so slightly a bigger correction and continue to go higher. Okay, so continue to go higher. Chart is there. All right, so that's the chart. So US Russell 2000 is also at a good spot to look for short-term continuation trades over there. All right, so this is what you're looking. Yeah, so currently there is a slower time frame correction which can break out. All right, like that, like the previous one. So a deeper correction gonna be all right on it. All right, so UK 100 index reverse for longer term, hold the bottom and continue to go higher. Okay, it's already holding. All right, so test that bottom and longer term reversal. All right, or continue. Okay, correct and continue. Okay, bigger time frame chart is there. Okay, so bigger time frame chart is there. So you're looking at this is the move you are looking. All right, so recover. US equities are recovering more aggressively as with compared to the European. Okay, so this is what you are looking for next week. All right, so same on the Euro stock. All right, so this chart I think is enough rather than looking at the bigger time frame. Okay, so expanding triangle, continue to go higher or breakout. Okay, breakout, form another correction and stay trending for upside recover. All right, so last week we were expecting this breakout to happen, broken out, form another correction and continue to go higher. Yeah, so stock 600 form another correction, stay trending for upside. All right, so recovery. So Nikkei index All right, so breakout and continue, or go down for another drop and then continue the trend for upside. Okay, so longer term recovery on the Nikkei index as well. So Frank 40 very much seem like the UK 100 index. All right, so breakout, correct, and continue. All right, or test the previous bottom, form that flat formation, and that's the trade. All right, so let's look at the platinum. All right, so platinum to breakout. Okay, breakout, correct, keep going higher. Okay, so it is still possible to trade on the platinum on breakout or before the breakout within these areas. So it is also cheap like the silver. So both are good opportunities, but we are not anticipating a huge rise on it. Okay, but possible, guys. Huge rise is also possible. All right, so let's look at this chart. Okay, so it went lower, tagged the bottom, now recovery. Okay, now this move. Okay, this move at least back to that top. Right, so this correction. Okay, similar correction you had on the pound dollar. Okay, so you're watching these prices or breakout. Okay, so copper is also cheap. Okay, copper to recover from this previous bottom and go back to this average price is the 3. All right, so go back up. So on lower time frame, correction. All right, so ABC move over there. Okay, so ABC move and breakout. All right, so hopefully you remember the previous weekly market outlook. Yeah, so if this correction is not happening, all right, and price is visiting the $2, all right, or 190. Yeah, so look for double bottom and buy. Okay, so Bitcoin, this is also a breakout entry, breakout setup. All right, a palladium up to 3,000. So breakout. Okay, breakout entry, stop and go tag 3,000. Okay, so next leg, this next leg. So use your stops behind that. Okay, so next leg like that, ABC move, this ABC move. Okay, so good opportunity, still a buy setup over there. So Bitcoin is also pushing higher for next move. Okay, so the bigger time frame analysis is very much same like last week. All right, so it hasn't changed since last week. All right, so keep pushing hard, keep forming these tiny corrections. Okay, ABC move, go higher, form another one, go higher, form another one, go higher. Okay, or break down aggressively this correction. Okay, break down aggressively, test the 4 or 3 and longer term buy 3,000 or 34,000. All right, and longer term buy. Let's look at the bigger time frame chart. Okay, so longer term bullish, it still can visit the previous low, all right, the 4,000 or 3,500. So the bigger time frame chart should be over there. All right, that's the bigger time frame chart. It tagged and bounced off, and that's what we were having. All right, so it bounced off nicely from the previous low. Like, this is the updated chart. Okay, so keep correcting, keep pushing higher, keep correcting, keep pushing higher, keep correcting, keep pushing higher. Okay, and once this is going to break down similar way you see there, broke out. Okay, either it is going to break down from the current price. Okay, so one more drop and test the 4 and continue to go higher. Otherwise, keep pushing higher after forming corrections on lower time frame. All right, so I'm going to go to the all right, so there. All right, so their expanding triangle is forming, so that to keep pushing higher all the way back to the 10. So that's the Bitcoin. Now let's look at the dollar Turkish lira. dollar Turkish lira to drop for another move. Okay, but when you're gonna go for short on it, just make sure you understand the risk. Okay, so risk is so huge because the trend is so much strong. Okay, this ABC move, bigger ABC move, and continue to go higher for longer term, or keep pushing higher and correct for another time. Okay, that was a sharp correction, or like that. Okay, like that, correct at this area and keep pushing higher. Stay trending, struggling. Okay, emerging market currencies are struggling against the dollar. Okay, so dollar rand, similar like the dollar peso, correction on a bigger time frame, on lower time frame. Okay, breakout. Okay, if you see that the breakout last week, hopefully you remember that. Okay, so sharp move appeared over there. That's what I have told you last week. So if you are a seller, you should be into the trade from the top. Okay, so next week breakout. Okay, breakout aggressively, entry, stop, and this short-term trade. When you're gonna go for this trade, make sure your stop is there. Don't trade without stop on the dollar rand at the current price. Okay, because it can drop very aggressively at any time. So you are looking just short-term continuation trade on the dollar rand for upside with the previous trend. Okay, if not going higher, all right, and start correcting over there like that, then break down for the bigger correction which I have just shown you. So short-term continuation trade on the dollar rand, unless the rest of the cryptocurrencies are same. All right, I have just shown you the DAX. All right, so just go back to the recording once we're gonna finish and look at the DAX, please. All right, so the rest are also the rest of the coins. Okay, so they are still sitting at the lows. Yeah, moving 5 cent, 10 cent. Yeah, and staying sideways. Okay, most of the old coins are staying at the sideways. Okay, so you can look for them for short term by every time, and you are having new low on them for short term. All right, so currently we are not having any strength on them for longer term. All right, but yes, they are staying sideways. All right, so I can give you a clue how to trade on these currency, how to trade on these old coins. Okay, so the chart which I have just shown you on the dollar, Hong Kong dollar, all right, so the pegged currency. Okay, if you are trading on them, then trade that way. The old coins are not the best opportunities at the moment. They are sitting at the lows and staying sideways. Okay, so only good to trade for short term. All right, this is the there was the dollar, Hong Kong dollar. Okay, so it was just there. We have just seen. So let's look at the year Kong dollar. All right, there you got. Okay, so it is sitting close to the pegged rate. Okay, so similar way you should trade on the the old coins. All right, so you stop behind the previous low. Once you're going to see that the new low is going to appear over there on the, let's look at this. All right, so that way, so once price tag the previous bottom, watch price action there at the previous low, and these are the short-term trades on the altcoins. Okay, so these short-term trades are if price is bouncing off very aggressively, all right, then hold your trade for longer term. Yeah, so yeah, so price should not break below this the 75, okay, aggressively to the downside. If it is going to break down, then it will invalidate your buy setup for longer term, because then pegged rate gonna break down. So similar way on these old coins. Okay, so they are staying sideways for longer term. If I'm gonna go to the bigger time frame chart, okay, so you can see that price is struggling, simply struggling within these areas. So just price to stay above this bottom. Okay, every time when it is coming close to the 13, 12, or 10, you're looking it to hold that and go back up for short term. All right, so this short term trade again, coming back, short term trade, coming back, short term trade, coming back, short term trade. Yeah, until you're gonna get that big move. All right, so once you're gonna get that big move, you are in. Yeah, if not, big move is not coming, keep taking your profit off. Okay, so short term on very small time frame. Okay, these are the trades, small trades. That's the trade. Okay, this is second trade is just coming out. Okay, next time come close to this 15, and then again bounce off. 1 to 2, 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, 1 to 3 risk reward ratio, take out. Okay, don't hold them for longer term. Yeah, once you see that the aggressive move is coming, then you can hold them for longer term. All right. So the Ethereum is not a best. Okay, Ethereum is not a best opportunity, but it is also at a bottom. But 84 is expensive price. Okay, so Dash is also 77 is expensive price. Those coins which are cheap, which are in cent. Okay, specifically Ripple, OITA, and ADA, Cardano as well. All right, so NEM as well. So yeah, those who are sitting at the bottom. Yes, a short-term trades. All right, is there any question, guys? So we're gonna finish here. Do we have any question? If no, then we're gonna finish here. So DAX I have just shown you. So go back to the recording. So strategy is simple, Matthew, right? Okay, so there are too many strategies. What people do, they stick to their risk reward ratio. Okay, they look for, that's what they do. Okay, they don't look at the market, what market is doing. All right, they don't look at the fundamentals. They just simply stick to their risk reward ratio. Okay, whatever the fundamentals are doing, they don't look at them. All right, so what we do, okay, if I'm gonna look at this chart, okay, so what we do, we look for big moves. All right, so big trades, not small moves. Okay, not trades like that. This is not our strategy simply. Okay, so some traders, what they do, they trade like that. All right, so they trade like that. They search the setup. Let's say they got the setup on 15-minute time frame. Okay, that's their trade. I have to go to much lower time frame. Okay, 15-minute time frame. Then you're gonna understand that. All right, so they trade like that. So 20 pip loss. All right, and 1 to 5 is target, and that's it. All right, 1 to 5 target, or 1 to 2 target, and trade reached. Okay, they trade like that. This is their trade. All right, no, we don't do trading like that. Okay, we don't chase these $10 or $20 or $30 move. Okay, we don't trade that way. Okay, or 30 pips move. This is not our way of trading. Right, so there are going to be a lot of people who you're going to see who are going to trade that way. Right, so 30 pip traders or 20 pip traders, that's not the way we trade. We trade for big moves. All right, we search, we analyze the market, and we figure it out that which way price going to go for longer term. Right, and we start to pick up the 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 bottoms and tops into that direction. Okay, and try to hold trades for longer term into that direction. Okay, so if you catch one trade, okay, and keep adding into that direction after having corrections, all right, then that single trade gonna be enough. All right, that single trade gonna be enough for you to catch in a year. Okay, and that single trade can give you enough profit for the rest of your year. Okay, but if you're gonna keep trading on lower time frame, 20 pip, 30 pip, yeah, 20 pip stop loss, 30 pip target, yeah, and moving around the market here to there, yeah, so you will keep uh, you will keep busy yourself in the market. All right, and we are different from that. Okay, we search we try to figure it out that which way market gonna go. All right, we focused on that, and we try to keep add position into that direction. All right, and if one single trade hit to your target, all right, it's enough for the rest of your week. Okay, it's going to double your account rather than taking 20 30 pip trades on lower time frame. Okay, 100 100 trades on lower time frame, yeah, 15-minute time frame, or yeah, we use 15-minute time frame or 30-minute time frame for entries. Okay, that's really important. We use that. All right. But here I'm not, we don't share how to get into the trade, where to get into the trade, yeah, how to, where to put stop loss. All right, it depends on the price action. Okay, and there you're not gonna get that. All right, where to get into the trade. Okay, so if I'm gonna, you know, share, I'm gonna show you this chart again. I'm gonna show you that chart again. Dollar peso. Okay, look at that, how aggressively it went higher. All right, the dollar peso chart. All right, or dollar or euro CAD chart as well. Okay, so that's what we do. We don't do